If your desires at some point aren't illogical, then they're probably not strong enough. Stay tuned. Damon here with NLP Gym. Decision making under uncertainty. If you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. When it comes to making decisions, oftentimes we have the luxury of being in a good place and being resourceful and not being so under pressure. Everyone, though, finds themselves in those instances when you're having to make a decision and you're dealing with a lot of uncertainty. It happens from time to time. It's unavoidable. A lot of us do try to avoid it by not making a decision, and you've probably heard this many, many times. Not making a decision is the same thing as making a decision. You are, in fact, making a decision by not making a decision. So when we're feeling this pressure, there are two things that you can do to really work beyond the pressure and make a great decision. The first thing is get very clear about what you want. And this is where desire comes in, and this is where desire is going to really pull you out of this situation. So get clear about what it is you want that you have control over. Now, you're not going to have control over everything, but you want to be clear about, in the best case scenario, what you want out of the situation. Don't compromise on looking at and getting clear about what you want. Some people will be in an uncertain situation. They have to make a hard decision and they think about, okay, what do I want here? And because they feel like they might be asking too much or they might be setting themselves up for disappointment, what they settle on is a want that is not exactly what they want. It's a compromised want. It's a want based on what they think is the best they're going to get out of the situation. Don't do that. Get clear on what it is exactly that you want. Now, also be careful with that and don't start laying expectations that has to happen, because then you might set yourself up for disappointment. We're going to have expectations. That's so natural. We just do that as human beings. But careful how much you invest in expectation. Invest enough. You're going to have expectations without even thinking about it. Just invest lightly in it so that if your expectations don't come through, you can release them and move on, and you can be adaptable to something new. So again, get clear about what you want without compromise. Know exactly what you want. The clearer you are about this, the easier that target is going to be for you to see, to shoot for. And while it might not come out exactly how you desire it, the more clear you are about this, the more you know what that desire is, the more you're connected to that desire, the more likely you're going to get that desire. And if you don't, you're going to come really, really close compared to if you compromised it and you asked for less or convinced yourself you didn't want as much as you wanted, or that you tried to compromise it for the situation. So get clear about that desire and then go for that. Second part to this is take action. It's, getting very clear about your desire will help with the uncertainty. Getting certain about something, certain about what you want, helps with the outside uncertainties. If that's all you do, though, you're not. It makes that kind of irrelevant, because if you don't take action, then what is a desire if you don't take action to move in that direction? So take action. There's a meta program called Toward and Away From, and I've talked about it in these videos before. It's probably the most common meta program that we use on a day-to-day basis. You're either moving toward what you want or you're moving away from what you don't want. When you focus on your desire, you focus on what you want in a situation rather than what you don't want, you're more likely to move in that direction and get what you want. If you're focused on what you don't want, your unconscious doesn't really know the difference of what you want and what you don't want. It just knows what you're focusing on. So the more you focus on what you don't want, the more likely you are to create it. And even if that didn't happen, if you're focused on what you don't want, you're obviously not focusing on what you want. You're not focusing on moving in that direction of what you want. So Either way, get clear about what you want and address what you don't want. You don't want to ignore that. You want to be, it helps to be aware of what you don't want, just not focus on it. And then take action. When you take action, things start to shift, things start to change. And again, your desire is meaningless unless you take action on it. And it really is that simple. Now, the world is full of, or the history is full of men and women who had desires that were illogical. It's okay to get unreasonable. It's okay to get illogical about your desires. We don't make major progress unless we have people who have illogical desires and desires that defy reason. How many times have people told Martin Luther King that what he wanted was impossible and it would never happen, or Gandhi, or even more your living innovators like Elon Musk? So many times people tried to convince them that what they wanted was illogical and that it couldn't work or it couldn't happen, and they ignored that and they went forward with what they wanted. I can't stress this enough, how important desire is. There's a saying in NLP as well: if you don't want anything, NLP can't help you. Resolving problems is one thing. When we get to a point where we don't have any really major pressing problems, that's not the time to stop desiring. That's not the time to quit. Keep moving ahead. Keep desiring. Just because you desire something doesn't mean that you're lacking for anything. It is natural to seek your potential. And having to make decisions is a good chance or a good opportunity to really test yourself, and especially when you're under stress. So that you can be certain about one thing, and that is who you are and what you want. And that alleviates the uncertainty around you. And then you move in that direction and you make your decisions align to that direction of your strongest desire. And follow it with action, and you'll be unstoppable. Check out our website, nlp-gym.com. We've been making updates to it, so check out the new trainings we have coming, both live trainings and online trainings. And we have some freebies on there as well, so check those out. Follow us on Facebook, and as I mentioned, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. If you like this video, please click like down here, and feel free to leave comments or questions. I love to respond to your questions, and if you can stump me, even better, because that means I have to learn something. Take care.